Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to News Dose, and we just got a massive leak from the Epic Games Store that revealed various unannounced games that could be coming in the near future. Now, this story is still unraveling though, so there's actually potential here that even more games could be revealed from this leak, and if that happens, of course, I'll keep you all updated as we hear more, but this is possibly one of the biggest leaks that we've really seen since the infamous Nvidia leak years ago. Though, also some of that does kind of depend on how much we can actually uncover in the coming days or even weeks. Now, all of this will make more sense here in just a moment, but do stay tuned for some PlayStation and Elden Ring news as well. We got some pretty interesting information for them as well, but let's just go and get right into this leak. And what's happening here is that a new Steam database equivalent website for the Epic Games Store just launched, and with that, so too did a lot of information that wasn't meant to be seen by the public yet. Now, Epic has since pushed out an update to block this website from scraping information from them, because obviously this is a huge problem for these companies. But prior to that, you were able to search up a publisher name on this website and it would pump out a list of some of their projects, including games that aren't yet announced. And I mean, we're talking about dozens upon dozens of code names. I'll actually include a link in the description below if you want to check out the full list yourself. But where this gets a little bit more murky is that for the most part, these unannounced games are listed under code names. So we do have to kind of rely on other sources to uncover what these code names actually stand for. But already, there are several interesting games that's been potentially revealed. So in this video, I want to focus on those games, which right away includes a Red Dead Redemption PC port under the codename Simla. Now, the reason people believe that this is a code name for Red Dead Redemption is because the file size is almost exactly the same as the recently released PlayStation 4 version. Plus, there's already evidence out there that Rockstar is working on a PC port, so, you know, this isn't really all that far-fetched to believe, and hopefully this ends up being true because, you know, honestly, it's crazy that Rockstar hasn't released a PC port yet. I mean, I guess it's better late than never, but this could be more evidence that Rockstar is, in fact, working on that long-requested PC port. Now, apparently, PlayStation also has a couple games heading to PC as well, according to this list, which includes The Last of Us Part 2. Falls under the codename Utah, and this honestly shouldn't be overly surprising. The first game is already available on PC as we speak, and right now I think the belief is that they'll try to pair Part 2 with the second season of the HBO show. I think that makes a lot of sense. Now, interestingly though, it also sounds like Rise of the Ronin is potentially on its way to PC as well. Its codename is believed to be Kondo, and this is something that we've yet to hear about. I mean, this is a game that released just a few short months back exclusively for the PlayStation 5, but according to this list, this could indicate that exclusive partnership won't be all that long. Team Ninja could be eyeing a PC release, which I think would be fantastic for them. I mean, I know they recently said it was their fastest selling game, which, you know, kudos to them, but modern budgets are also insanely high. We've seen that a lot here recently, and I think a PC port would really do them a lot of good. Now, some of the most exciting games that's come from this leak, however, comes from Square Enix. Both Final Fantasy XVI and the long-rumored Final Fantasy IX appears to be on this list. I mean, we've already heard a lot about this supposed Final Fantasy IX remake, but if anything, this is just kind of more evidence that it does actually exist. It was also a part of the Nvidia leak years ago, which is really how all these rumors started in the first place, and we've since heard a lot of information from reliable insiders that it exists, and now here it is once again on the Epic Games Store leak. So, I mean, really, we just kind of need an official announcement by this point, because this is truly exciting stuff. I mean, Final Fantasy IX, it's viewed as one of the greatest JRPGs ever made. I would agree to that, actually. And if Square Enix can put the same amount of attention and detail that they have, you know, with the Final Fantasy VII remakes, then yeah, I'd say that we're in for a great time. So I'm crossing my fingers here that it becomes a reality, which, you know, this here, at the very least, is a pretty good sign. Now, there's two other games here on this list that, in my opinion, is really exciting, especially the first one being Turok, developed by Saber Interactive. Now, to be fair here, we have no idea what this Turok game is. We don't know if this is a brand new entry or if it's another remake slash remaster. Of course, the original Turok trilogy has already been remastered. They just finished up with the third game, but that's kind of the thing about this listing. If it is another remaster, there's really only a couple games left, being Turok Evolution and then Turok 2008, and neither of which were as well received as that original trilogy. So I don't know how viable it would actually be to remake one of those games, but I will tell you this right now. Even if this does turn out to just be a remaster, Turok Evolution was actually one of my favorite games growing up. I actually had no idea that people didn't like this game until I got older, but I absolutely loved Turok Evolution when I was about, I'd say, 10 or 11 years old. So, I mean, if they were to remaster that game, yeah, I'd be all in. Now, I don't really have those same feelings for Turok 2008. That game was just okay, in my opinion. But truth be told, I'd really love to see Turok make a comeback. It's such a unique series, and we really don't get enough of these great dinosaur games like we used to. So with that, I'd say let's bring back Turok. Now, as for the other games spotted, Remnant 3 was on this list, and I think that's actually a little surprising just because Remnant 2 just launched last year, but at the same time, it was also a very successful game for Gunfire. So I wouldn't be all that surprised if they have Remnant 3 in their plans, but if a third game is in their pipeline, it's probably still years away. I wouldn't really look into this one too much for the time being just because it's so far out. For all we know, this could just be for the DLC. Either which way, though, this is a big-time leak, and we've already gotten a lot of really interesting information here. I mean, we're talking about Turok, Final Fantasy IX Remake, a Red Dead Redemption PC port. I know a lot of people have been wanting that for a very long time. So, I mean, there's already a lot of exciting information here. But like I said earlier, if more gets uncovered, of course, I'll keep you updated. Now let's go and talk about PlayStation's next big release, being Astro Bot. Now, as you all probably know by this point, I think this game looks absolutely amazing, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if it's up for some game awards by the end of this year. But that's the thing about this game, because Astro Bot somehow just keeps getting better and better and better. Yeah, check this out. Team Asobi said this while speaking to IGN. Team Asobi studio head told us there were plans for eventual free DLC for Astro Bot coming quote-unquote soon after launch. He says it will be based around adding more challenge levels to the game, shorter levels focused on specific platforming challenges, but that won't be the only component. Now, he didn't go into further detail, but I mean, it's completely free, so that's great news. And this adds to the already 80 levels that will come included day one. It seems like this game is going to come packed with a lot of content, and apparently it's going to get even more content post-release for free. So, I mean, I just really think this game looks great. I know there's been talk about, its price point at $60, but based on the amount of content that it has to offer and just the quality from the past games, I personally think that $60 price tag is justified in this situation. I'm definitely going to buy in day one. But hey, at the end of the day, it's really up to you. So let me hear what your thoughts are in the comments below. Do you like Astro Bot's $60 price tag or not? Now, we also got some great news for Elden Ring as well. Of course, its DLC expansion is set to release later this month, and apparently, just before its release, the base game eclipsed 25 million units sold. Now, I'm sure that it'll probably see another spike with that expansion, but this is absolutely incredible, and even more so when you realize what this stands for. I mean, there's so many games out there that constantly hold your hand and takes the challenge out of the equation. But FromSoft, they've stuck to that one singular challenging mode, and clearly a lot of people are buying into that approach. That's why their fans love them, and it's why their reputation continues to grow with each passing game. They make great games, they're designed well, they're fun to play, and there is a large group that wants that singular challenge that FromSoft can give them. In some ways, I'd say when FromSoft releases a new game, it's really almost like a community event, because everybody is on equal playing ground. It's equally as challenging to everybody. So with that, there's really that added sense of excitement when you defeat a boss. And then at the same time, you can also see how the community is progressing as well and what they're accomplishing, or in a lot of cases, what they're struggling with. You can kind of progress with each other, celebrate each other's accomplishments, and kind of help each other out and uncover all of these different things that FromSoft likes to hide in their games. I think that's kind of something that people don't really understand when they ask about an easy mode. Having that one singular difficulty mode does kind of add to the experience. But all in all, FromSoft's development philosophy has really paid off in a big way. 25 million sold, so big congrats to them, and in my opinion, they really are among the best developers in the industry, hands down. Anyways, though, that's going to be it for this episode, but as always, hit that subscribe button, and until next time, peace out.